So what we're doing, I don't want to introduce myself, so I'm the chairman, but I'm representing about 200 people now. So from 85 people a year ago, we are over 200 people. And all of these people are volunteers and also entrepreneurs spend their money for this project and to be part of it. What we are doing is that we are running really large projects around the world in Latin America, in Africa, in Asia, and this with the help of our own developed robot and drones. So these robots and drones automate the process to be more significant. And today I present you only one solution where we could manage to build a bridge between impact and profitability. We call it impact. What does it mean? So in future, everybody from you has a chance, if he wants or she wants, to become an e-farmer. We start with only 10 square meters up to 20,000 hectares for people who really love them to be a farmer. And the new section is called carbonblue.com. So it's about climate change, the fight against the climate change, and I want to show you today our solution. Regarding problems, I do not want to talk about all the problems, you know them. 175 million tons of plastic in the ocean, only 5% on top, 95% below. So we are running really in a catastrophe. And last year, the momentum was getting smaller and smaller. So everybody's talking about war, which is also very sad. But in the meanwhile, so the planet needs to get a better shape. We need to heal him. And what maybe nobody really knows, that the oceans are the Earth's largest carbon sink. So only the oceans have the capability to absorb these 37 gigatons of carbon what we are producing. Unfortunately, the Earth is not prepared to do this in decades. I asked some professors, they estimate a few thousand years until we are back in the status 100 years ago. So I don't know if this is right or not, but I can imagine at least. So current solutions like in Iceland are much too costly and ineffective. You might heard about Climate Works. They got 800 million euro to produce a huge plant, and the output was 105 tons. So our solution is a biological carbon capture solution. We focus, of course, on rainforests, on mangroves, but primarily on kelp. Kelp is the fastest growing plant in the world, 65 meters height and 45 centimeters a day. So we can harvest it 3, 4, 5 times a year. And of course, we have to see that the kelp which we harvested will be secured for long-term storage. The nice thing on kelp is that it can be used for fertilizer, for biochar, when we have a pyrolysis plant, for food and also pharma. Here our business plan, very short, very simple. So we start typically with a small kelp farm with 50,000 trees, and which is about 20 hectares. We need for every kelp farm 500K to start, and the investment is paid back in 3 years, but every investor gets after 10 years a profit of $1.85 million. And this we can almost guarantee because the figures we use are worst time figures. So actually it could be also twice the money, and the investors also has a benefit for the profit sharing. We guarantee the labor, all services which is needed, and beside e-impact, we also have a huge social impact. So typically we employ 600 people, homeless people, unemployed people, fishermen, to get a livelihood for the families. Upscaling, of course, 500K in a small kelp farm is nothing for big investors, but let's look at a giga farm, 40 times the same size. Here we have 800 hectares and 2 million kelp trees, and it goes for only one revenue because of time. So when we use it as a fertilizer, we can harvest 200,000 tons, and 200,000 tons equal 80 million US dollars. So this is now a project which is highly profitable. We estimate 60 to 80% contribution margin. Journey goes on. So only in Namibia, we have a contract now of 20,000 hectares, which is the size of 25 gigafarms. So video, one click more, okay. So we are already in negotiation in South Africa with 7 additional kelp farms of about 50,000 hectares. We have laboratories in Australia, in New Zealand. We negotiate with Argentina and Chile because our vision is a kelp of belt a belt of kelp around Antarctica. And the vision is to create huge offshore farms with a size like the Kerguelen Plateau. Kerguelen is a supervolcano like Hawaii, with a size of 250 million hectares. And only this plateau could absorb 11 gigatons per year, 1/3 of the amount what mankind is producing today. For our young people, so we want to create an avalanche of 10,000 people for young people to follow us. That's the same business plan. Can start with one plot, 10 square meters. This costs $250 and has the same revenue after a few years. Of course, you can run only 5 years, maybe 15 years. So we have different business models actually. Important here is to see that we use now geodata to exactly define the various plots and hectares. We use a digital twin. So in future, you can see from your smartphone everywhere in the world the status of your kelp farm or also bamboo farm. So you can launch a drone flying to a sector, for example, A23. In a few minutes, you get real-time videos and live data and also measurements about the quality of the water, pH value, etc. Competitive advantage. So we don't want to speak about competition. So actually, the project is much, much bigger than everything what we know about kelp projects. The reason is that previously the companies had to focus on profitability. And in our case, we really want to heal the world. It's the mission behind. And we invest our money in new plants like pyrolysis plants to get biochar, to get additional money. And this can be used also for plastic to get oil out of it. Yeah. With our robots, we can save today 35% of the costs by replacing mainly scuba divers. This is unique in the world. Actually, you got now the first presentation of it. It's a drone which can carry 120 kilograms. A robot in the sea field is cutting off the kelp, and the bubble behind is just simulating a kelp of about 80 to 100 kilogram, and the drone is just picking the kelp and is flying back with the kelp to the ocean, to the beach. And this is how our gigafarm will work in Antarctica. So it will be fully automated and very complex. So we are currently joining lessons from IBM for quantum and AI programming, because the whole gigafarm with about 40,000 hectares should run completely autonomously. Okay, I team just a few people from the meanwhile 200 people. We have about 20 people in Namibia, about 15 in Africa, South Africa. Strongly growing. We are very diversified with professors, scuba divers, students. Whoever wants to help us is highly welcome to join this project. And so we dedicated all our money, all our remaining life, and also our spirit to this project. And we welcome everybody.